Aloha, Nina here with another faceless video, meaning you're not going to see my face today. Yay! Okay, so we're going to jump right into it. I thought some of you, especially those of you with food allergies, would like to see how I pack our food bag or food suitcase. And I know a lot of you are thinking, why does she have a whole suitcase with nothing but food? Well, when you have food allergies, you never know what to expect, and you kind of have to plan for the unexpected. So even though you might be going to a place like Disney or on a Disney cruise, you just have to plan for those situations where you can't get to food, or you miss your flight, or for us, our pre-cruise hotel stay where there's going to be no food. So anywhere I go, I always pack food. I pack a ton of food because I just don't know. And it's better for me to already have the food than to be freaking out. Plus, those of you with little ones going to Disney or Disney cruise, it's always best to pack some healthy snacks, some of their favorite snacks. So when you're in a line for a ride and someone's freaking out because they need a snack, well, then you've got some in your backpack. Or the same thing when you're on the ship or when you're at a port excursion or whatever. So everyone should really always pack some little snacks. I just happen to pack more than others. And so since we don't pack a whole suitcase full of food, I also put some kind of our leftover stuff in the same suitcase. But first I wanted to mention that when you book a Disney cruise with me, I send you this little packet in the mail, if I can zoom in, and it's about 5 pages full of tips. Cruise tips. I do the same thing for Disney World, 4 or 5 pages of Disney World tips. These are like the condensed version of those, you know, touring, Disney World, cruise line, whatever books. This is like the condensed version, the stuff you really need to know. So I go through it and I highlight stuff that I don't want to forget, or I forgot last time, or I want to really remember this time, you know, depending on what we're doing and what our goals or objectives are. So I always keep this handy so I know what to pack. But what's on this list and other things that people tend to pack for cruises, these are some very popular items. So first thing, people pack clothespins, just your standard clothespins. These are great when your swimsuit's wet, your towel's wet, there's not a lot of space. You can hang these up in your bathroom to help your items dry. These are just used for anything. Maybe your pool towel on your chair, whatever, get towel clips, whatever. These are very, very handy to have. Another thing on that list is to pack highlighters and colored pens. These are great so that when you get your navigator for the day, you can highlight or pen in what activities are for which person. You know, someone's orange, someone's pink, someone's green. Not everyone wants to see Elsa, you know, whatever. It's kind of a way to mark in who's doing what and what you want to plan on. Oh, my bracelet's stuck. Okay, here we go. These, any sort of post-it note, notepads, anything, you should bring these. So that way you can leave a note for either your fellow cruise passengers, perhaps you made some friends, perhaps you need to leave a note for your room steward or your husband or the neighbors or whoever. I love these. These are at the dollar store, the dollar section at Target, and they're magnetic. And since your stateroom door is magnetic, you can just ploop, pop them on. I keep these on the inside of our room so that I can let the husband know where I've wandered off to, or he can let me know where he's wandered off to. Another thing is magnets. Because your stateroom door is magnetized, I like to bring these like clipper magnets so you can clip your navigator and other important information directly on your door. So you always have it. So I don't have to hear, honey, where'd you put the blah, blah, blah? It's on the door. So anyway, those are a few things that are on that paper. Another thing that a lot of people pack, if I can get it out here, is hanging cubes. These are great because the stateroom is limited in space. You can hang these in your closet and use them to store your clothes or your food or your shoes or your whatever. So these are always great. I always pack this. You just never know when you're going to bring too much stuff and you need to use it. And with that said, we can move on to my food that I pack. So again, those of you with food allergies, you might be more interested in this than other people. But we're doing a pre-cruise stay, and we're staying at a hotel basically the night before. And I didn't do a very good job researching because I just booked it because it was easy. They don't have a restaurant there, which means I don't know how we're going to eat. And then Delta messed up our flights, and they didn't mess them up, but they moved them up like by 8 hours. So I have to figure out how to feed our family lunch, dinner, and breakfast all before the cruise. So I'm going rogue. I'm going easy. I'm not going to go crazy and have a bunch of groceries delivered that require refrigeration. It's just for one day. So this is stuff we'll use for the pre-cruise stay, and we'll take it on the cruise with us. So I packed cereal, gluten-free. It's also dairy-free. It's also vegan. You want to pack what's good for your food allergies, for your needs. This is what's good for our needs. I also packed a bunch of containers of these. We can't have peanuts, but peanut butter or nut butter is a really good source of protein. It's an easy way to kind of just throw them in your bag, add some crackers, and you can make kind of a, you know, peanut butter sandwich, cracker sandwich. They're just in these little tiny little travel size. I pop them into my bag for the day, done. So then over here, see if we can move the camera around. This is all our food that I'm packing or bringing. Everything from Trader Joe's marshmallow treats to gluten-free bars or bits for my daughter. She's gluten-free. The cruise ship and Disney World are filled with Enjoy Life. Enjoy Life cookies, Enjoy Life products, Enjoy Life chocolate bars. So I really don't want to pack Enjoy Life. In fact, it gets to the point where you get tired of Enjoy Life. So I packed everything but Enjoy Life, which means I packed very few cookies because I really trust that we're going to get plenty of cookies, whatever Disney we decide. I put a Tupperware tote in here filled with, they're filled with these actually. They're just pre-packaged crackers. I put them in a Tupperware tote because last time we traveled, Delta destroyed our luggage. It was all over the tarmac, all of our stuff everywhere. So now I put some things in a Tupperware container, so if it happens again, at least some items are kind of intact. Yeah, so the reason everything is prepackaged, for Disney Cruise Line, everything has to be prepackaged before it can go on or off the ship. If it's opened at all, it has to be tossed. If it's made by you and put in a Ziploc baggie, it has to be tossed. It can only be in like a professional, you know, government approved, you bought it at the grocery store, prepackaged kind of container. So that's why I'm bringing 100 of these instead of one giant thing. And then our cereal, we're just going to have to toss that if we open it up because that's obviously in a giant box. So the crackers I showed you, I got these from Costco. They're just little organic brown rice little things. My kids love them. I just threw in a couple of Lucy's cookies because before we get on the cruise, my kids will want cookies, and since we don't have Enjoy Life at the hotel, they'll have these. One big thing that I packed that I know everyone makes fun of me for is black beans. So I packed a couple cans of black beans and a can opener. My kids love black beans. They will eat them straight out of the container. Gross, I know. But it's a nice form of protein for us. So I can just give them a bunch of black beans, give them some crackers, they can dip, they can eat, whatever. If for one meal, like, we can do it. My son loves these. Just, you know, your everyday little kind of snacky items. I packed a whole bunch of protein bars. Protein is hard for us to find because of so many allergies, plus we're vegan. Protein is huge for us, so I get a lot of protein bars, all different kinds. Some for me, some for my daughter, some for my son, all in here. I also pack, if I can get to it, oh, here's one. The fig bars. They make these also in gluten-free, which you can find on Amazon. So I bought regular ones and gluten-free ones, again, because my daughter's gluten-free. So they'll snack on those. And again, these are just super easy because I can just toss them in the bag of the day, the backpack, and everyone has their snack. And then this box right here is filled with these. These are like Lunchables back in the day. So they're pre-packaged because when you go on the ship, everything has to be pre-packaged, but then when you go off the ship onto port, it has to be pre-packaged. No loose bananas, no, I made myself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. None of that stuff. It all has to be packaged. So I bought a bunch of these on Amazon. You get 6 of them in a box. I figured we'll eat 2 at the hotel, 2 when we're done with our cruise, and maybe 2 when we're at the we're at Cayman Islands. Castaway Cay, they'll feed us. So that's what this is. It's just crackers and peanut butter Just a little bit of something to eat. And then on the way down, I bought this. This is new. I haven't tried it out yet. It's a Bent Go Kids container. I'm going to fill this with some substantial food that my kids will eat. Put like my son's in here, my daughter's in here, maybe some ketchup in the center, whatever. That way this is kind of going to be our lunch for the day we arrive to the hotel. My husband and I can just grab something at the airport, but the kids are harder to feed. So I plan on filling that with food, so that should be lunch. Beans should be dinner, cereal should be breakfast, and we should have that taken care of. They can also have one of these. And then on the way back from the cruise, because the cruise will feed you breakfast but not lunch, and we're going to be waiting in the airport, they can have another one of these, and again some more snacks. So anyway, I hope this helped some of you out there who have to pack snacks. Those of you without food allergies, you're very lucky. You can just pack whatever the heck you want, whatever your kids' favorite items are, especially if you have little ones that really need like the finger food, the toddler foods. Those are great. Those of us with food allergies, we really have to think, first of all, what can we eat? Second of all, can I get it prepackaged? And third of all, is it going to melt? Is it going to get gross? I purposely did not pack anything with lots of chocolate, except for these. Some of these have chocolate, because I don't want them to melt in the sun. I don't want to throw them in my bag and come up with this like melty, gross bar. So I plan on sticking them in our refrigerator when we get to the cruise, and then probably eating them pretty quick. Like that'll be our first thing that we'll eat the day from our backpack. So anyway, I hope this was somewhat helpful. I know it's kind of easy. It helps to see what other food allergy families pack, just so you can kind of get an idea. So hopefully this helped somebody out, but it's all about what you can eat and what you need. Like we can't eat meat, we don't eat meat, so I have to pack, you know, ways to get a quick, easy protein. Some people can't have nuts. We cannot have dairy, so none of our stuff can have dairy. We cannot easily eat anything at all, actually. Everything's very difficult for us. So anyway, again, I'm rambling. I hope this helped. So again, mahalo for watching. Nina out.